guys, this is Miss Holiday. We're going to go ahead and go over Friday's Mountain Math. So go ahead and put away your pencils and get out your red pen. Let's go ahead and look at number 21. And you guys should have attempted all of these today. So I'm really hoping that a lot of your paper is completely full. But I want you to definitely correct if you have not done so already. So number 21 says negative 48 divided by 6. So all of you should have looked at your integer notes that should be on the first few pages in your journal. And we have a negative divided by a positive, which is going to give us negative. And of course, 48 divided by 6 is 8. We put here different signs. The answer is negative. Alright, on 22, this is a coordinate, a point. So we have an x coordinate and a y coordinate. We've got, name the x coordinate. Well, that's always the first one, negative 5. The second one is always y. So we're going to look over here. The y line is right here, and then the x line. So we're going to go, let's see, starting from 0, the origin, we're going to go left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's your dot. Point D. Good deal. Easy, easy. So 23, it says we're going to compare these fractions. And we're going to make sure that we have the correct symbol in there. And this symbol is the greater than symbol, because 4/12 is greater than 1/16. There's a couple of ways to do this. There's actually a lot of ways you can do this. But one of the ways, I love how Miss Hendee drew this out, because this is exactly so we can visualize what these fractions actually are. 4/12, which if we simplify is the same as 1/3. And this picture right here shows you 1/3. The shaded is 1/3. And then over here we have 1/16. So if we took a pizza and cut it into 16 pieces, one of the pieces is 1/16. So if we're comparing these, which one's bigger? Obviously 1/3 is. So we're going to make sure we get that sign written in there. And we've already, okay, greatest least, sorry, we already did that, or least greatest. Alright, so that's easy so far. 24, we have all these numbers written. You should have made sure and written these exactly in your box, just like this. It says find the range. You're going to take the biggest number and smallest number and subtract. Easy. And that's 8. Okay, find the mean, which is the average. This is where you, remember, you add all these numbers up and divide by how many numbers you actually have. So the 5 plus 8 plus 10 plus 10 plus 12 plus 13 is here. And we divide, remember that division sign, and then by 6. So we get 58 when you add all that up, divided by 6, and you're going to get 9 and 6/10 repeating. That's what that line is for. So, again, super easy. We've been doing these for a few weeks now, so that's good. Or maybe like a couple. Alright. Letter C, find the median. So we're going to list them, just write them just exactly like you have them in the box. And look at the number that is dead smack in the middle. Well, we don't have just one number. We actually have 2 that are in the middle. So when you have 2 numbers that are in the middle like that, you just add them together and divide by 2. And that gives you the median. Well, this is the same number, so this is going to give you, if you add these together, you're going to get 20. And if you divide by 2, which is the number of numbers here, you get 10. So easy. That's no problem. It's the same number. Alright, find the mode. How many of these repeat? Or how many of these numbers do you see the most? How do I say that? What do you see the most of? We see mostly 10s, because they're right here. So that's your mode. Mode is what you mostly see out of your list, okay? It's your most repeated numbers. Again, not bad. And you can have more than one mode. Oh, I didn't know that. I forgot about it. I mean, I probably learned it, but I forgot. Okay, that's all right. Let's move on. All right, 25. Fill in the missing number. So it says, it should have, when you copied this from the board, it says rooms and walls. Okay, so it's giving us a function. We've got 7 times something equals 28. 8 times something, 32. So if you haven't figured it out, it's times 4. So of course, our missing number here is 40. I'm sure all of you got that. And starting very soon, we're going to be setting these up as proportions so that you can see another way to find that missing number. But good job if you got 40. Alright, so now, and these are some of my favorite. Number 26, I love this question. I don't know why, I just do. Because I love proportions. So, basically, you take the same side. So 10 is the same side as 60. How did I get from 10 to 60? Well, I just multiplied it by 6. So 10 times 6 equals 60. And then 20, we just multiply by the same number times 6 equals 120. So that gives you x. Easy. And it's kind of like algebra, and it's just fun. I like it. So that's, alright, let's go on 27. Alright, so this one, ooh, fun, integers. So this one, we're adding integers here. You should pull out those notes. You should have done that while you were working on Mountain Math. We have -4 plus -36. These are both negatives, so your notes say if they're the same signs, you add the numbers, the absolute value numbers, and just keep the same sign. So we have negatives up here, therefore our answer is going to be negative. So 4 plus 36 is 40, and then of course negative, negative, negative. So everything's negative. So you should have gotten -40. Okay, so Mountain Math, go ahead and put that away. Let's go ahead. I want you to have this first 6 weeks review out. Yay, you made it to the end of the first 6 weeks. Good job. It's Friday, October 2nd. And this is kind of just to sum up here. This is going to tell you all of these concepts you guys have learned over the last 6 weeks, which is awesome. And I think that a lot of times when we start 6 weeks, we'll learn something and then we may forget it a few weeks later. So this is a good way for us to kind of review everything that we've learned, so that way we can keep that information retained for the rest of the year. And remember, finals will be coming up in December, so we do want to make sure we still retain this information for finals, for the end of year finals, and of course you're going to need it to be an 8th grader. So, alright, let's go ahead and start. And I'm just going to do a few problems with you before I let you loose on your own. You do want to make sure that you are allowed to use your notes on this. You are allowed to use your journal, any of those things. So you better have your journal out, especially for these integer problems that you're already seeing in front of you. You're going to need them. So let's first look at number 1 together, because I know that some of us had issues on this, probably because it's a really weird diagram, and I hate the way it is, but it is what it is, so we got to work with it. So this says, this R is for rational numbers, I is for integers, W is for whole numbers, and then N is for natural numbers. Okay, so we've got that filled in. So let's just start taking these. We're going to take this 1/2, and because that is a partial, it's not a whole number, this is half of a number, this is going to go in rational. Okay, rational numbers there. So that one's done. Okay. Now, if you look on here, what's another one that is not a whole number? It's just a number and a partial number. Well, we've got this one right here. 6 21/100ths. Also rational. Okay, got rid of those two. Now we've got negative 18. And that's a negative. And anytime we have negatives, we put it in the integer bubble. Okay, this bubble right here. So we're going to put that negative 18. Now, we also have another negative. But what's wrong with that negative? It's not a whole number negative. It's not. It has a decimal in it. So when it has a decimal like that, we're actually going to take that and put it in our rational numbers because it's not a whole, it's not an integer. It's not, if it didn't have any of this, we could put it somewhere else if it was a different type of number. Anyway, when you see a decimal and it's broken up like that, it's always going to go in rational. Or fraction. Okay, let's see. Alright, and these other numbers are easy because these are just, we're not dealing with negatives or parts of numbers or anything like that. We've got the number 21, and this number is going to be a natural number because it is also a whole number, it is also an integer, and it is also a rational number. Even though it's not, it doesn't have a decimal or anything, it's all of these. Anytime it's in the middle, it's everything. Okay? That also applies to the number 42. Same thing. This is also a whole number, an integer, and a rational number. Okay? So we got rid of those. Let's get rid of these. And then we have 0 left. Now 0, the only one it goes into is whole numbers, because 0 is one of those numbers that's not included in the the natural numbers. Oh my gosh, I almost confused everybody. Okay, so the 0, just remember that's always in the whole number section. It's the only number that will ever go in the whole number circle. Miss Cindy's having to remind me. I'm forgetting stuff. So anyway, you should have yours looking like mine. And remember, just a trick to remember this, Rachel is wearing Nikes, just to remember this little order, okay? Alright, I'm going to flip to, because I think your notes will take care of these first ones, okay? I want you to flip to, let's do number 13. Okay. Now you have notes on this, and if you, oh, hold on a second. Oh. Wait a minute.
You have to keep this where it is and drag the screen.
Oh. Cool. Okay, let me do that again. Cool. Okay. Alright, now I'm ready. So let's go ahead and get started. If you look at number 13, we've got a mixed number here. A whole number and a fraction. And then we're dividing by a whole number. So you already know we're going to be doing fractions with this. So if you want, we can go ahead and turn this whole number into a fraction form so we can use it to divide here. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. So y'all all should know how to do this. You've been doing this since 4th grade. So 8 times 4 plus 1 is, let's see, 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33. And then we're just going to drag our 8 down here. Okay, easy, easy. Let's bring our multiply sign and 8 over 1. Okay, what is the main rule when we're dividing fractions? Oh, I think I heard someone say it. No, I really didn't. But I bet one of you was thinking, keep it, change it, flip it. Alright, now some of you are going, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, so we're going to do keep it, change it, flip it. So we're going to keep our first fraction here, it's our improper. Change our divide to multiply and flip our last fraction. Good. Alright, this is super easy now because all we have to do is go straight across. 33 times 1 equals 33. 8 times 8 equals 64. So now we got 33/64. So we may be able to simplify here. I know that 3 goes into 33. 64, I think 3 might go into it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't go into it. Okay, hold on. Let me think. You can't simplify it. You can't simplify it. Alright, but Cindy just let me know. You cannot simplify this, so you can just leave it as is. Those are the easiest ones, and you don't have to worry about messing with the answer. So it's done.
Now keep in mind, even though both of these are 8s, does not mean that our rule changes.
Yeah, when you multiply, you just multiply straight across. Do not worry about common denominators and all that unless you are adding or subtracting. Okay, thank you, Miss Cindy.
Absolutely.
Okay. Alright, let's look at, let's do, let's do one more here. Okay. Use Thomas for, okay. Let's do this one. And I think what we can do here, it says write an equation. This is number 22. So go ahead and flip to number 22 for me. Okay. Alright. So when we're writing an equation for a word problem like this, remember all we're doing is translating English words into math language, which is just symbols and numbers. So we're taking all this and putting it into an easier form that is just symbols and numbers. So let's look at, it says Tom has $42 in his piggy bank. Okay. So he has $42 in his piggy bank. We're just going to write that for right now. It says he adds, well that already gave us exactly what that means. Adds means to literally add. It says he adds $6 per week. $6 per week. So $6 per week. And we want to know how long it's going to take to get $72. Now, here's what I want to look at. If you guys wrote this, does 42 plus 6 give us 72? No, it does not. So we know that this per week means something. So per week, we can make sure, do we know how many weeks it is? No. So we're going to go ahead and give the number of weeks a letter. Alright, and that letter, should use different colors, but that's okay. That letter, we're going to use as W because $6 every week. So if it's $6 for 1 week, and then how many would it be for 2 weeks? Well, 6 plus 6 is 12. 3 weeks, 6 times 3 is 18. So that's how we would do that. Now, it didn't ask us to, that could be used to solve, but did it ask us to solve? No, it did not ask us to solve. So, now you could solve it if you wanted to, but you don't have to. If you have extra time today, you can. So, there's your answer for that. So what I want you to make sure of is that you do each of these correctly and very neatly. I want you to use the boxes. Now, if you come to a number, let's say that number 2 you're having a really hard time with. Or you know what, let's not even say that because you have notes to it, so you should do well on that one. Let's say that you have a hard time on this. Let's say that you got to number 14 and you have no idea what an asset or liability is, which I really know that you guys should know that. But let's say that you don't. Okay, let's say you get to number 14 and you're totally confused. So we're going to go up to the top of our review and we're going to highlight or circle that concept that we are having trouble with. Because then we know, hey, you know what? All the stuff I highlighted here I'm still having trouble with. So I need to sign up for tutoring, or I need to go to tutoring on Monday. Okay, because it's Friday today, on Monday, and I want to get help with these things that I highlighted. And I can talk to Miss Cindy, I can talk to Miss Holiday or Miss Cindy about these things, or another teacher. So we really want to make sure that you guys, if you have anything highlighted, we need to get that taken care of quick. So please make sure if you're having trouble, highlight it. Alright, so that is going to conclude my instructions for the review. I want you to work on this quietly. If the sub says, for Miss Cindy's class, says that you got to work on it silently, then that's what you got to do. So please work on this and make sure that your answers are circled or boxed. Alright, you guys, have a good day. Oh, what? Oh, sorry.
If you finish early for my class, you can go back and look at what you missed this week. If you're behind on something or you didn't quite finish an assignment, then that's what you should be working on. At no point are your laptops out. At no point are your cell phones out. And at no point do you have nothing to do. So you have something to be working on. All right, have a good weekend.
All right, bye guys.